I did see Terrence Crawford with a big smile ringside as you were beating up on Teofimo. You know, you have the likes of Andre Ward, Clarissa Shields, Terrence, obviously, and Mayweather backing you up. Do you feel like, you know, at this time, it was almost like a collective win for not just you, but your team as well, after all the, you know, shit-talking that Teofimo did? Not just you, but everybody in your team.
Yeah, I got the last laugh tonight. Like I said, I appreciate Floyd, Clarissa, Bud, Andre Ward. I'm glad to have these relationships in boxing. I'm glad to be able to call them and pick their brains and get better at my own craft. So shout out to them. Shout out to my guy, Eddie Hearn. He been supporting me from the jump. He's a real promoter. He's probably one of the best promoters in boxing. So
the celebration hadn't even ended before the politics began. Just hours after Shakur Stevenson's masterclass win over Teofimo Lopez to take the WBO super lightweight title, the WBC crashed the party. Not with congratulations, but by stripping him of his lightweight world title. On the surface, it seemed like a routine administrative move. But to Shakur, this wasn't about rules. It was about cash.
Hey y'all, what's up, box fans? They didn't strip Shakur Stevenson. The WBC, boy, they ain't playing. They low down, boy. They didn't strip Shakur Stevenson of the 135-pound WBC title, y'all. Said due to, you know, the fact of, you know, homicide Hank Henry Armstrong, you know, after he held belts at, I think, featherweight, 147 and middleweight. They made it a rule that a champion can't hold a belt simultaneously. Now, I was gonna say something about I ain't saying that just to say it, but I didn't know if they could do that with a single belt or if it was just if they were undisputed. But apparently, you know, the WBC, you know, being low down, being petty, you know, want to follow the rules and say, you know, you can't simultaneously hold two belts or however many belts in different divisions.
Stevenson didn't stay quiet. He took to social media with a bombshell accusation, calling the organization crooks, and revealing the move came after he refused to pay a demanded $100,000 fee from his Lopez fight purse, a fight that didn't even involve the WBC belt. His refusal led to retaliation, raising the question: are sanctioning bodies regulating the sport or holding it for ransom? The WBC's official statement cited rules prohibiting champions from holding belts in two weight classes simultaneously, a clean, bureaucratic excuse. But the timing suggests something more calculated. They moved with rare speed, not waiting for Shakur's own decision, hinting this was about money, not procedure.
The light of champion Stevenson now being the reigning WBO super lightweight world champion and consistent with the WBC rules and regulation. The WBC has declared vacant its lightweight world title. The WBC wishes champion Stevenson continued success in all his future endeavors, both inside and outside the ring. Now, here's the thing for me. Yes, I'm sure that it is in the ring. I mean, it is in the rules that that you cannot hold a championship between the WBC and another sanctioning body in two different weight classes. You can't do it. Also, you really can't hold belts in two different weight classes at the same time. That said, I still think that the WBC's move in not allowing Shakur Stevenson to make the decision as to what he's going to do is a little bit of a spit in the face, and it is not the first spit in the face that camp has had from the WBC recently. Because if you recall, Terrence "Bud" Crawford was the WBC champion after he beat Canelo Alvarez for the WBC belt, and they got into a scrum about the sanctioning fees. And right there, they said, nope, if you say you're not paying these fees, we're taking your belt. And they stripped Terrence Crawford for not paying the fee.
And money is exactly what Shakur claims is at the root. He alleges the WBC tried to strong-arm him into paying a sanctioning fee for a fight that had nothing to do with him. His refusal was swift and personal. $100K to some crooks who don't deserve it? Nah, Leilani, I'd rather give it to you, baby girl. By invoking his daughter, Shakur made it clear. He'd rather secure his family's future than pay what he sees as protection money to a body that contributed nothing to the fight.
Right here, this is the WBC championship. They could have given people an opportunity to hold that belt. For example, they could have had an opportunity for him to hold that belt and given him an opportunity to say what he was going to do, as far as staying at 140 or 135. That said, Shakur Stevenson has been saying that he wanted to move back down to 135 after he won the 140-pound title. He said he was planning on staying, made public statements that he was going to be staying at the weight class, but it is what it is now that he's been stripped. So, the options just got a lot more thin from Shakur. So he's going to have to hold on to that WBO belt at 140 pounds and start doing work with guys in the 140 pound division.
But there's a darker layer. Shakur believes he's collateral damage in a larger war, stating the WBC is eating themselves alive because of their beef with Bud, referring to Terence Crawford, his mentor and close friend. The WBC's history with Crawford is toxic. Crawford was famously stripped before his Errol Spence Jr. megafight, a move he also blamed on refused sanctioning fees. The WBC has a history of friction with fighters who won't play their game. Shakur believes he inherited this grudge by aligning with Crawford. Sanctioning bodies can be petty. Criticize them or refuse their fees, and you risk sliding down rankings or losing belts. Shakur's claim that "y'all got beef with Bud, so come at me for it" suggests the WBC is sending a message to the entire Crawford camp. Pay up, or you won't be called a WBC champion, no matter your skill.
I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? They ain't gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the you think I am? Boy, you better slap your self and paying your ass You talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the green belt, which don't mean real belt is the ring belt, which is free. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them? How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? You can take the belt.
This reveals a critical truth about modern boxing. Shakur's response, "Take your belt, it don't make me," is powerful in an era where belt value is increasingly questioned. He just dominated Teofimo Lopez, a proven champion, round after round. Does he need a green strap to prove he's the best lightweight? When a body strips the actual best fighter over a fee, the belt becomes a receipt for payment, not a symbol of excellence.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry. taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
The irony is palpable. The WBC claims to protect the sport's integrity, yet their actions often sabotage its biggest stars. Stripping Shakur creates a vacuum. Now lesser fighters will vie for the vacant title, and the world champion will be a hollow title. Everyone will know the real champion didn't lose the belt in the ring. He lost it for not writing a check. It devalues the title and confuses fans who just want the best fighting the best.
Shakur Stevenson made it abundantly clear that he's a 135-pounder. He's going up in weight just for situational fights. He just defeated two-division world champion, former unified lightweight, and now former WBO junior welterweight superstar Teofimo Lopez in dominating fashion. He's now 22 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 13 wins by way of knockout. After a beautiful performance, a dominating performance, the WBC, in a rush to do nothing, can't give this dude a week to make a decision on what he wants to do next. This dude, Shakur, has told the world, I'm a 135-pounder. I plan on competing at 135 unless there's a situation that presents itself. You got Lamont Roach, who you elevated to the number 2 fighter in the WBC at 135. Right? Shakur says yesterday, I'm willing to fight Lamont Roach. We're going to make it happen. Right? Not once did Shakur say that he's staying at 140 pounds.
This sets a dangerous precedent. If a star like Shakur can be stripped for refusing a fee on a non-title fight, no one is safe. It signals sanctioning bodies are desperate to maintain revenue, even if it alienates the athletes who generate it. We're seeing a shift. Fighters are realizing their personal brand and performance matter more than alphabet titles. Shakur is a 4-division champion. His legacy is secure. Losing this belt may sting, but it doesn't diminish his skill or marketability.
F him. The Ring Magazine belt was free. This is why people like Max Kellerman can't stand these sanction bodies. This is why Max Kellerman doesn't even acknowledge these sanction bodies. This is why Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh don't want to acknowledge it. They stripped Dmitry Bivol 48 hours after he first became a world champion and held their belt. He didn't even hold the WBC belt for 72 hours. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. So you got paid from Sabril Matias, Dalton Smith, Isaac Cruz, Shakur Stevenson for defending his title against Williams Zepeda, and now you want Shakur to pay you again? For a fight you have absolutely nothing to do with. This is the WBO, World Boxing Organization. Has nothing to do with the IBF, WBA, or WBC. And the WBC greedy self wanted Shakur Stevenson to pay $100,000 to them for what? Their belt wasn't in the ring. Disgusted. I can't wait to Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, Dana White, TKO. So everybody complaining about, oh, the Muhammad Ali Act and Dana White coming in. Look at the nasty work that, man, I'm done, man. I gotta go. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
So where does Shakur go from here? He's effectively at war with one of boxing's most powerful bodies. Pursuing another WBC title is off the table. He burned that bridge with his crooks comment. But in doing so, he's freed himself. No longer beholden to their mandatories or fees, he can chase the biggest money fights, legacy matchups, and the bouts fans truly want, without answering to a board in Mexico City.
Going to sound diabolical, but here it is. If Shakur Stevenson could stay healthy, nobody could beat him. I've seen it before. See, I came up looking at Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather. It didn't matter who Floyd Mayweather fought. It didn't matter who Roy Jones fought. You just had a sense that they couldn't beat him. I never thought Pacquiao was going to beat Floyd. Floyd is just, he was just too damn good. And after that Teofimo Lopez fight, I said, I've seen this before. Nobody's going to beat him. And what makes it even crazier is that what he has around him makes it a certainty. Clarissa Shields, Ward, Roy Jones Jr., Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, creme de la creme. You have that around you. You're not allowed to get off track. It's wrapped.